Okay, so we'll do a little tour here of the inside. This is a 2020 Panamera GTS Sport Turismo. First, I suppose we'll show we got 80 miles, almost 6,900 miles here on January 23rd. I don't know. There's so much to show about this car. I don't really know where to start even. I really like the little control knob here for doing the from normal mode to individual, sport, or sport plus. Those all correspond to the same settings here in the car setting menu when you choose car. I normally leave it on that because I like to switch between just normal or my individual, which I have set, so I just moved it here to the bottom. I'm sorry, I moved it there to individual on the left, which chooses my individual settings, and I have them set basically to have the spoiler up, the exhaust valves open, disabled start stop, sport chassis, and low height. I don't have it in sport shifting. That's just what I choose to do. If I went to sport plus, that would be the same thing, but you can hear the revs increase as it puts it into sport shifting as well. There's a bunch of other screens as you'd expect. Navigation, media. When you get your hand near the screen, things start popping up. Maybe my hand was already too close. But it has sensors that know, like, when you're reaching towards it. Oh, okay. Anyway, it'll flip through, expand some of those things, all your favorites. You can manually tune, of course, all that. Your phone integration, and then, like I said, car settings. Climate is also up here, so that's where you can change a lot of your directional stuff. This vent opens and closes, so if I were to close it, or when you turn the car off, there it goes, it actually closed up. We'll open it this way, maybe it would become more obvious. Right now it's closed, and there we go, it opens back up. So it does that automatically when you open in or turn on and off the car. Ventilated, let's see, heated seats there, ventilated seats there, which these have, so you can see all the perforated leather for the ventilation. There's heat in the rear as well. The trim, I don't know what the name of it is, but is a dark gray trim, which I really like in here, which is also shown. There we go, through the front passenger side. These seats and seat belts are some of the favorites I've ever had in a car. Maybe not the seat belts, but the seats. I really like the rear seats. Are probably the most comfortable rear seats I've ever sat in a car. And it was actually the first seat I sat in getting this car. So that was, never sat in a Panamera before, and then sat in the back seat and was, I won't say I was immediately sold, but I guess I already bought it. Center area with a cigarette lighter, USB, a little slot here, which I guess is to put your phone or wallet. I'm not quite sure, I've never used it. Another storage thing here, which you might call a cigarette lighter, but, or not, or cigarette ashtray, I suppose, but I don't use it for that. Never smoked in, no pets. Storage on the doors. You have controls for your trunk that you can open and close right from the driver's seat, as well as all your windows and mirrors, of course. You have your presets that you can save for both passenger or for two different drivers rather. Let's save it there. And then also on the passenger side, you have 3 settings, so 3 different passengers can save their passenger side setting, which is nice. It does have the dual sunroof moonroofs. The front one does go up. We can see some of these controls. So in this area, if I just push up, it vents, or if I pull the whole thing towards the rear, then of course it opens up towards the rear. close it. And then these two settings here are for closing the two panes. So I push the front one forward, that front shade closes, and if I push the rear one backwards, then the rear shade closes, since they both come out of that centerpiece. From the rear seat, you can actually control the rear one. So the rear passengers have controls down here where they can do the rear shade by themselves, as well as all the heat and such.